Good morning. I'm going to take us through another simple warm-up flow this morning, and we're going to take some breath, Kappalabhati, which is a dynamic breath which I use every day actually, and it makes a significant difference to my mood. So with Kappalabhati, it's a forceful exhalation, and we're drawing the navel inwards, which pushes air out of the nose, and then as we release the abdomen, the air automatically sucks back in through the nose, so that we don't need to do any inhaling because the body will do that for us. And I'll just show my belly. So we just draw the navel in. So when we get to that bit, you know what you're doing. And then a little bit of background about the reason for this breath work really is we only use 2/3 of our lungs. So by taking a forceful exhalation, it's then drawing the stale air from the base of the lungs, forcing it outwards, and then drawing in fresh new energy. So I've been working with this breath for quite a while, and within a couple of weeks, well, within a week probably, I noticed the difference in terms of feeling lighter and brighter and my mood improving. So anyway, before we get to the breath, I'm just going to bring myself into the space. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namah. Om Aim Saraswatiye Namah. Om Shri Guruve Namah. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahe Tejasvina Maditamustu Ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So bringing yourself into the space wherever you are, feeling into the bottom, the sit bones, the feet, your stable base, your stable foundation, grounding you into the earth. And then drawing the navel in slightly. So just activating those muscles, but not drawing it in to the extent that it's going to affect our breath. Remembering with yoga, there's no push, no pull, just flow. And as you breathe, visualizing length in the spine. Visualizing space in between each vertebrae in the back. An elongation at the neck. And I like to visualize that there's a column of light as I'm breathing coming in through my base, up through my spine, through my neck, and out through the crown of my head. Some people find it easier to visualize a piece of string. Just feeling into what feels right and natural for you as you breathe and lengthen. So the shoulders are over the hips. Feeling that simultaneous groundedness in the base and lightness in the upper half of the body. And then when you're ready, bringing your hands down by your sides. And we're just going to inhale and float the arms up. And exhale and gently lower them. And just exploring how your arms move with the flow of your breath. And there's no expectation to get them to any height, just feeling. And I like to have my palms facing up towards the ceiling on the inhalation, on the lift. And then I like to turn my hands round and have the palms facing down as I exhale. And you might notice with each lift you go a little bit higher. Again, like I said, there's no expectation. 2 more. And then once you've done your 2 more, just taking a pause, resting the backs of the hands on the knees, the thighs. This morning I've got my palms open, facing upwards, open to receive. You might choose to take a mudra. Just feeling the ripple effect, the vibrations, the echoes of those movements running through the body. And then taking the hands back down by the sides. Inhaling the arms up. And this time the right hand is going to catch the left wrist. We're just going to lean gently over to the right hand side. So again, we're not aiming for any particular stretch here. There's no goal, we're just feeling into the left side of the ribs as the left side of the body is just waking up with this gentle, gentle movement. And trying to keep the knees level. And then bringing the right hand down, placing it on the mat by the side of you, and then extending that left arm. So taking the fingers towards the ceiling, towards the sky, and now really feeling that stretch that's going all the way from the hip, all the way up the side of the body. And the arm is in line with the ear. And the gaze is forwards and slightly upwards. We're feeling openness at the chest, as well as a stretch down the side of the body. And you might want to deepen the stretch by bending that right elbow. Or you might want to stay where you are. And then taking the left hand on the right knee, taking the spine up nice and tall and the right hand behind, and the gaze naturally goes over the right shoulder into this twist. Chin parallel to the floor, knees level, breathing here. With the breath, you might continue to feel that sensation of lengthening and lifting on the inhalation. And then as you exhale, you might be able to just deepen into the twist a little bit further. Just observing how your body moves as you breathe. There is no forcing, no pushing, no pulling. And then on your next inhalation, just bringing yourself back to center. Hands on the knees or the upper thighs. You can take your mudra again. I've got my palms open, facing upwards. Just feeling the echoes of that movement again. The spine loves a good twist. Perhaps feeling the ripple effect of that twist. And taking your hands down by your sides, inhaling up. And this time the left hand is going to catch the right wrist. We're just going to take a gentle lean over to the left hand side, so starting to feel openness on the right hand side of the body. And again, there's no goal, no aim, we're not going for a big stretch, we're just feeling into the right hand side of the body. And then taking that left hand down Taking the tips of the fingers towards the sky, towards the ceiling. And now feeling the stretch, feeling the openness on the right hand side of the body, all the way from the hip, all the way up the side body. Again, just checking in that your elbow is in line with your ear. Maybe bending the left elbow if you wanted to deepen the stretch. So just working with your comfortable range. And then taking the right hand on the left knee. Lengthening the spine, taking the left arm behind you and taking the gaze over the left shoulder. And again, breathing here and just exploring how your body moves as you breathe. Inhaling, taking the gaze to the front and taking a pause again in the middle, feeling the ripple effects of the twist on the opposite side. And then we're going to just take a lean back. So taking the hands behind you, you could have your fingers pointing away from the body or towards the body, just finding the comfortable position for your wrists. So a nice stable base with your hands, and then we're going to lift through the chest. So feeling an expansion across the front of the chest, perhaps feeling the shoulder blades sliding together at the back of the body. And some people like to really lift their chin up here to feel openness at the throat. If you're worried about your neck muscles in any way, just keeping that chin nice and low. Breathing into the belly. This is quite a nice position to breathe unfettered into the belly. And then on your next inhalation, walking the hands up. And then we're going to exhale and walk the hands forward into a folded position. So the back is flat, the gaze is forward, and the hands are on the floor. And I've got my fingers spread nice and wide here. And I'm really feeling into my fingers. So the little finger on the left hand, ring finger, middle finger, index finger and thumb, the palm of the left hand, the whole of the left hand, really fully aware of the contact of the left hand on the floor in front of you, and then feeling into the right thumb, right index finger, middle finger, ring finger and little finger, and then the palm of the right hand. So having a full awareness there of the right hand on the floor. And then having an awareness of both hands on the floor. So this is another really grounding position. And in yoga, we tend to focus quite a lot on the base of our feet and the contact with the ground there. But our hands are equally as important. And again, just observing the breath as we remain in this folded position. And again, feeling grounded at the base and maybe feeling expansion and length on the inhale, and then just gently lowering on the exhalation. So gradually in this position, you might be getting lower and lower down, or you might not. Just remember, no pushing, no pulling, no forcing, just observing the way your body moves. And knowing that each breath is not going to carry you. So on some breaths, the body might feel like it's staying static. And then on your next inhalation, walking the hands back up, back to our central position, finding that comfortable position with your hands. So like I said, I'm just working with my hands being palms facing upwards today. Feeling the length in my spine, elongation at the neck, connected with that thread or light up to the sky. And then I'm going to take an opposite cross with my legs. This might feel a little bit alien to you, but it's a really good way of providing balance in the body. We tend to go naturally to the side that feels comfortable to us, which can then just bring things slightly out of balance, slightly offset. So I like to work with both crosses, and we're going to take the same movements again. So inhaling, lifting the arms up, and just exhaling them down. And flowing with your own breath, lifting and lowering the arms, and just noticing how different they're moving compared to when we started. So things might feel more open, they might feel freer, joints might be feeling a little bit more mobile. And then taking our pause at the bottom, feeling again the effects of the movements. And bringing the hands down by the sides. And inhaling, right arm catches the left wrist, and then gently taking a lean over to the right hand side. Trying to keep the knees level. Just feeling a little bit of expansion on the left hand side of the body, perhaps breathing into the left hand side of the body, breathing into the ribs. And then taking that right hand down and taking the fingers towards the sky, towards the ceiling. Really feeling the stretch now to the whole left side of the body. Perhaps bending your elbow to increase the stretch, or staying where you were. And then bringing the left hand down on the right knee, drawing that right arm behind you so your spine's nice and tall, and the gaze goes over the right shoulder. And again, just breathing here and observing how the body moves as you breathe. Inhaling, bringing it back to the front, hands down to rest, feeling the echoes, vibrations of those movements taken so far. And then bringing the hands down by the sides, inhaling the arms up. This time the left hand catches the right wrist, and we just gently lean over to the left hand side to keeping the knees level. Feeling expansion on the right hand side of the body, and perhaps breathing into the right set of the ribs. And then taking the left hand down and perhaps extending that stretch, so taking the fingers up towards the sky, up towards the ceiling. Maybe bending the elbow if you'd like to deepen the stretch. And then bringing that right hand down over the left knee, the left arm behind you, spine nice and tall, gaze over the left shoulder, chin parallel to the floor, and breathing here. And then inhaling, gaze to the front, hands in that resting position. Releasing the hands behind the body to lift the chest, take the gaze upwards, so feeling that stretch across the front of the chest, perhaps feeling these shoulder blades draw closer together at the back of the body. Having your chin in a comfortable position, so I like to keep mine low to protect my neck. But if you've got stronger neck muscles, then you might want to really lift the chin and feel the openness at the throat. By opening the throat area, this works of course with the throat chakra. It's really good for the thyroid gland as well. And when I rest here, I like to focus my breath into my belly, as I said earlier. Really feeling the lower belly fill. I feel like a little Buddha here as it expands and contracts, lifts and lowers. And then inhaling, walking these hands forward, and then exhaling, bringing them back into the folded position. And this might feel a little bit alien because you've got your legs in the opposite cross. And again, as we did before, just feeling into the hands. So the hands are where we give and receive energy from other people through touch, through hugs. We do our jobs using our hands. We mindfully prepare meals with our hands. They take on a lot of energetic information, and it's really nice to connect them in with the energetic information that's coming up through the earth as well. So as you rest here, you might feel energy or you might feel activation in your hands. Or they just might feel a little bit cooler resting on the floor. And then inhaling, coming back up to our central position. Finding our stable base again, so feeling into the buttocks, navel drawn in slightly, length through the spine, the neck, lift through the head. And we're going to take the breath now, Kappalabhati, and we're going to move through each of those positions. And we're going to take 15 forceful exhalations by drawing the navel in. Then we're going to empty the lungs fully. Inhale, move, inhale, and start again. So I will guide as much as I can, and if anybody would like a separate session on Kappalabhati, I can do a little one-to-one, just get in touch. Inhaling fully and exhaling fully. Inhaling. once you've completed your breaths, finding your stable base and sitting in peace. And as you progress with that breath, you can increase the number of pumps through the body. So starting with 15 pumps is a good place because it's not too intense on the abdominal muscles. If you do find it a little bit too intense, then perhaps starting at 10, working with 10 for a week, and then just upping the number incrementally. I'm going to cross my legs to the opposite side and take the breath again. So you have the option to join me or stay where you are. And again, just resting here. You have the option to stay in a seated position to integrate, or to lie down in Shavasana. And after taking whichever integration you've chosen, perhaps going about your day, or perhaps choosing another yoga session to do. So this is a basic warm through with breath, so I do this every day. And then depending on the amount of time that I have, I might build in some more dynamic practice. So there are other videos available with some dynamic movements. But for now, I'm just going to leave you with the Purna mantra, which in Sanskrit reminds us we are absolute, whole and complete just as we are. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnat Mudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti. Om Peace Peace. Namaste. The light in me recognizes the light in you.